No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. Hey, little darling, don't shed no tear. No woman, no cry.
What's going on, guys? Coming again with another review for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Big shout out to Ryan Coogler. He did an amazing job directing this movie. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. Let's get into it. So let's start off with our core score.
All right.
For the movie.
I think I usually go first.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a. So I really want to give it an 8.9, but now that I've sat on it, I think I'm gonna give it a 9. I think I'm gonna give it a 9, a solid 9 out of 10.
Jeff? RJ?
10 out of 10.
It's a lot of pressure for the last person. I give Black Panther, the first one, a 9. So for this movie, I'm gonna have to give it a 8.4, 8.5.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure we all have our reasons as to why we gave it the certain score we gave it. Let's start with the visuals, the cinematography.
I thought they hit on all marks. I think I saw some reviews that said there were some points where you could really see the CGI, and I think that's common in these Marvel movies. There's always going to be a moment where you're like, that ain't real. But I think if the movie is for a majority, I would say 90% of the time, you're in this world. I mean, look at that world. Let's talk about the world that Namor lives in, which is not Atlantis like in the comics. I can't remember what he said it was called.
Yeah, I don't remember. It was Talakan.
I guess. Talakan. Yeah. The people of Talakan, the world. I mean, that shit was crazy. That shit, like, I could get a whole movie of people down there.
Yeah, I did like that.
They did what Aquaman did, but, like...
They made them blue.
And then they made it a step better. Because I think they had people who were actually underwater when they were, like, filming. Whereas Aquaman, it looked like they were underwater.
Yeah.
But I think when you think about that, you think, okay, they put a lot of work into this. The visuals, I think, were stunning, in my opinion.
You took the words kind of out of my mouth. I think when it came to like this cinematography and the visuals, the people of Talakan, that underwater world, their skin, how they looked when they even came above ground.
True.
Like, it was beautiful. Yeah. That was done perfectly.
Costume design.
Yeah, that stood out to me the most. Yeah. So
yeah, I think when Marvel opens up the budget, it shows.
Yeah.
Like when they try to be cheap, it shows. Because like we coming off of Doctor Strange, which had horrible CGI. The Disney Plus shows, I mean, you can argue why they have the CGI that they have, but you could tell like they had a pretty much unlimited budget with Black Panther. Like, they didn't have any restrictions. Black Panther 1, you can see they had to kind of save for Endgame and Infinity War. Like the CGI with him and Killmonger was kind of...
Man, I hated that thing.
Yeah, me too. So like I said, you can tell when there is no budget. Yeah. And it showed. Like you said, everything was just beautiful.
I did have a couple of nitpicks. I didn't think I would get to it this early, but since we're talking about the cinematography and the visuals, one thing that I didn't necessarily like was the slow-mo. There was a lot of slow-mo in the movie. Like when the bombs kind of came, and then the water kind of like dispersed. Like, it was a lot of that. I didn't feel like we needed all that. Usually when I see slow-mo things, it's kind of like 3D movies. Like I didn't really like that.
Okay.
Small little nitpick, but
that's not bad.
I liked it because it gave you time to look at what it was. Cause I'm like, what the fuck is he throwing? With water?
A cube of water?
A cube?
I was like, this man throwing an ice cube? So like I needed the slow mo because I'm looking like, how is that little thing gonna be?
I agree with RJ. I think it's a little bit. I mean, you're right. I think in a way I could see how it throws you off, but I do think that it helps for like you to understand what's going on. You're not just like boom water, and you're just like, oh shit, what the fuck happened?
Yeah. If they had one, I'm fine.
Right.
They had a lot for me.
But
yeah.
Another thing, not really visuals, but sonically, the soundtrack was amazing.
Yeah.
I listened to it all day yesterday because I'm like, yo, what was that song in here? I had to go to the soundtrack. Like when we first saw Taloque, and it was a little Spanish joint. Oh my god,
The Spanish
Burna Boy, his song was fire.
that was fire. Yeah.
Like I had to download the soundtrack.
Yeah.
I really don't listen to soundtracks to movies like that.
Oh, the nail in the coffin. At the end,
Yeah.
I even said it to RJ because I was sitting next to you. I was like, "Lift Me Up" is about to play. As soon as Sherry was on the beach, and it played. Oh, that song! The timing of that song was perfect.
It definitely gave me. It's been a long. With Fast and Furious, it gave me that kind of vibe.
Yeah, for sure.
See, I thought they were gonna open with that,
I thought so too.
but I like the way they did it. I like the way they saved it for the end. It was more memorable and more like impactful.
Exactly.
Speaking of impact, I know for me, I felt like another reason I gave it such a high score is this movie had the most pressure of any Marvel movie that we've ever seen. There was a huge debate on should he be recasted, who should be Black Panther. I never understood the whole recast debate because you can't recast Chadwick. I feel like that's not the right way to honor him.
And the second that you do something like that and it doesn't hit the same is the same people who would say, damn, like he sucked. That person didn't do a good job.
I feel like that's less honorable.
Right.
Like you can't replace him.
Yeah.
I never understood that argument. Anyways,
especially the fact that in the comics he gives he passes the mantle on to his sister after he dies. It just makes more sense for them to not try and like fill in his gap.
Yep.
Because his gap can't be filled in.
The Black Panther doesn't belong to one person.
Right.
It's passed down, and I think people wanted to see. I don't know. Anyways,
and the theory was that there was going to be multiple Black Panthers, but I'm actually happy that they only did Shuri.
Yeah.
But how do y'all feel about the beginning? How it opened up with him?
I think it was the perfect way to set the mood of the movie. From watching the trailers, we all knew it was. I kind of expected it to happen in the beginning, just from watching the trailers. So
yeah,
I think it was a great way to set the mood, like let people know, like right off the bat that something happened to Black Panther, T'Challa. Yeah. So that was a great opener.
I think so too. I think I looking back, I kind of want it more because I feel like we kind of skimmed over it really quickly. But I think in that short time frame, it really I can look back right now and see that scene in my head, and it's like, damn, like it really gets you in your feels, and I feel like it makes me want to watch the movie again because I want to experience that moment again.
For me, that shit was traumatic. I'm like, y'all jumping right into this?
Yeah.
Like, I got my slushy out. I'm like, oh my God. I can't even relax.
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
What's wrong with this man?
Yeah.
It was great, but it was a little bit too depressing too fast. It was perfect. It was just like, damn, I'm crying before the intro come up.
And then when Shuri, she was reading T'Challa's heartbeat on the monitor.
Yeah.
And then it was and then it kind of just flatlined. Yeah.
It was.
That got me right there.
It was extremely well done. I feel like, even with the outro, I think having a section or a moment dedicated to Chadwick in the beginning and the end was perfect because it was like a reminder.
Right.
Like, this man is gone. You know what I mean? And it was just done perfectly. Who was your favorite character in the movie?
My favorite character in this movie? Oh, first of all, I gotta say Dominic Thorne, a.k.a. Riri, Ironheart. I think she basically almost stole the show. For me, at least.
She did.
Her acting skills were great. Oh my gosh, she was great. I have nothing bad to say about Riri. Angela Bassett. Oh my gosh, Angela Bassett. The way she was, you can tell that she was feeling it.
She had that motherly.
Exactly.
Or is she just an amazing actress?
Oh, for sure.
Both.
I think it's for sure both.
Both.
Like, she's such a good actress. You felt her motherly presence the entire movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, she was looking at everything. It's just that motherly instinct. Like,
She even had that motherly instinct for Riri. How she saved her when she was drowning.
oh,
For somebody you don't even know.
Yep.
That's crazy.
I think when you have a cast like this, it's almost like you can't miss.
Mm-hmm.
I think Okoye, Denai Guerrera, she's one of my favorite actresses just in the past like decade. We've seen her in The Walking Dead. We've seen her in this. We've seen her in... She was in something else that was really big. I think she was one of my favorite characters in the movie. When she was whooping them motherfuckers...
On the bridge? Yo, that shit got me hyped as fuck.
I was like, hey, yo, she's going with him.
Yeah.
And she actually was about to beat dude.
Like the lieutenant.
But, I mean, if she wasn't like fucking jumped by all four of them, I think she would have done all right.
Right.
I don't know. That moment was crazy for me. And then, like you said, Riri, I think I wasn't sure going in how they were going to fill her into the story. I wasn't sure if she was going to, if she was going to matter.
Mm-hmm.
It's clear that she did. I think she killed it. She killed her role. She makes me, and I'm sure all of us, want to see her show that's coming out on Disney+.
Oh, 100%. I can't wait for that.
I'm kind of disappointed now that it's a show rather than a movie.
I agree. I agree.
She deserves a movie.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting tired of these shows. Not tired of the shows, but like they make us feel like they made a movie, but they just broke it into pieces. And I would rather just see the movie.
How do you feel about the characters, RJ?
It was a perfect cast.
It was.
I don't know who my favorite is, to be honest, because Riri, she's up there. But the way that Shuri was able to display the range that she had, like, it felt like it was real. Like, of course, she was hurting in real life because Chadwick, but like, every time Chadwick was mentioned, like, it just felt like she wasn't even acting. And it felt like
genuine, real.
So genuine. And she had the emotions that I feel like a normal person of that age would have. You're dealing with anger, things like that. I don't know. Her range was just, it was all over the place for me.
Going into the movie, I didn't know how I felt about Shuri, this actress, not the character, the actress taking on the role, because I was like, I can't imagine her with the Avengers, for example. And so I was like, she don't got no combat experience like some of the other people who, Lupita, Nakia, Winston, what's his name, M'Baku.
Yeah.
I would have thought, damn, like, if realistically M'Baku should take the thing. He almost beat Black Panther to begin with, and so why wouldn't he fight and say, you know what, I'm going to be the next replacement? But Shuri, more so the actress, Letitia Wright, I think she changed my perspective while watching the movie. That when she got the Black Panther suit, it was like, you deserve it, and that's how good of acting she's done, because that's a character doing that. That's not her doing that. Well, it is technically her, but that's how impactful her acting is.
Yeah, I can't decide on my favorite, but I do think the best character actor in the movie might have to go to Namor.
Yeah, I agree too.
Namor was Namor. Like, you felt him from the beginning, from his introduction to the end of the movie. You felt his presence.
Yeah,
I felt more intimidated by him than Thanos, to be honest.
Damn.
Like, he was always on the back of your mind. Like, what this guy gonna do?
Exactly. And the thing is, if you think about it, all the things that he said he was gonna do, he kind of did it.
Oh yeah.
Like he didn't hold back. He was so hell bent on his on his mission, his way.
He could have flooded Wakanda if he wanted to. He stopped.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. He could have killed them all right then and there. But he was like, this is your warning.
Yep.
Which is crazy. I think we Marvel was not finally, because they do it every once in a while, but I think they were finally able to give us a villain that we were afraid of, that we respected, and that we want to see more of.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what they fail sometimes. They end up killing their villains, and then we get nothing more of them. But I love how Namor is still in the story. We're going to get more of Namor. And that's all I care about.
Mm-hmm.
My only gripe with Namor is I feel like they kind of made him too villainous. Because he's not a villain, but he was in the movie. But how it ended, where he was like, the humans are going to attack Wakanda, and he was still scheming, basically.
Yeah, a little bit.
I kind of didn't like that. Like, I felt like
towards the end.
Yeah, I wanted him to have more of a genuine change of heart.
It was a little bit scheme, but not really. Because he told his friend, the girl, like, the Black Panther is the most powerful person right now. Like, I can't beat her. You crazy if you think I'm about to go fight her. Like, we have to work together. So it was like, I don't like this person, but I have to respect them in order for us to, live peacefully.
At the same time, I still think in the back of his head at that moment, he's like, I got something else up my sleeve.
That's what I'm saying. Because he was like, they're going to attack Wakanda first. They don't know about us. He was like, they're going to attack Wakanda. Wakanda's going to need our help before we need their help.
Right.
So I'm going to have the edge over you.
It does give off that message, but I think, I don't think we're going to go that route. I think eventually, obviously, because we know the comics and the story, like, he's going to help.
Right.
So do y'all think they were a little bit too much involved in the movie? Like, they could have had their own movie?
Who?
Namor's people?
Yeah.
No. Nah. I think it was just like the perfect mix.
Yeah.
Perfect balance.
Yeah.
I just think for it to be called Black Panther, he had a little bit too much. Like, it was perfect, but you almost kind of forgot at moments it was a Black Panther movie.
I kind of agree with that. When I woke up and I thought about how we're going to do this review, I did think about how he got a lot of screen time.
Yeah.
He did.
Like, it was perfect, like, his introduction, but, like...
That's what I was going to say. Another thing, the way they portrayed his story and how they introduced it, that was damn near perfect.
Yeah, it was.
Like, that was so good.
It was so good.
That was good.
I was gushing in the movies because, oh my gosh, the way they did it. Oh my gosh. Yes. It's because in the comics, Namor is white. So for them to add this Mayan background to him, I was like, okay, that's super unique. They played in with the details. He goes to the surface land, and then the European guy or the Spanish guy's like, El hombre sin amor. And that's how I got my name.
Oh my, yeah.
Sin amor. I was like, oh shit, that's a bar.
It was.
I got so hyped when he said that.
That was beautifully written.
What was it? Translate? A child
without love.
Without love. And that's how he got Namor. Yeah. Okay. Namor. Yep.
Dog.
That was
even them just saying Namor. Because, like, we always know them as Namor.
Right, I'm about to say Namor.
I was like, Namor. Oh my goodness.
Was hard.
Like,
yeah.
That,
I agree.
How they changed that origin, it was perfectly done.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I think that goes back to, it makes me wonder, it had to be Ryan Coogler, right? It had to be.
I don't know. He had to get some type of Spanish input.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I love how there was a scene where Namor and and Shuri, where he had shown her the land already, and he's like, "This is why I gotta kill her. This is why I gotta do what I gotta do." And they had like a moment where he was pretty much saying something along the lines of, "These colonizers are going to come here and rip us and steal us, and they've enslaved us for so many years." It only makes you go back to like, damn, these things really actually happened. The not to get too into it, but like, African Americans had this land. It's like the same thing with Native Americans, the same thing with the Spanish. They had these land, they had all these things, and people came over to their land and stole it from them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they tried to hit at that into the storyline as well.
I did get that vibe.
Yeah.
And I loved it because it was kind of like, you don't really see Black and Spanish people saying, look, we got to stick together.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was like, it made me feel like, damn, like, it made me feel special about being Spanish.
Yeah.
And having Black friends.
Mm-hmm.
And also, to even further that point, like, it literally showed that they came from the same object, which was vibranium.
Mm-hmm.
He was created from the thing they were cutting. It was like,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wakandans came from vibranium. Like, I just thought that was dope too. Like, y'all literally come from the same resource, but just see it from different points of view.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I'm a sucker for those type of relationships.
Yeah, me too.
It's like a Magneto, Professor X. Like, they have the same type. Like, yeah, we both suffered. You're just more extreme than I am.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we fucking hate each other, but they respect each other.
Mm-hmm. Another magnificent scene that I love that doesn't get much attention was that ship scene with the hypnosis.
Oh.
And they were jumping off the ship.
Yeah, the first
Bruh.
time? The first time?
Every
The
time.
first time.
Oh, yeah. That shit kind of scared me.
Dog,
me too.
I feel like I had to close my ears. Dog. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
it
I
was
agree.
so like dark. Like they were trapped in like their mind and they were just walking off and drowning.
Yeah, I was like,
Dog.
The first time I saw someone do it, I was like, oh, he jumping to go fight somebody. But then I was like,
Yeah.
hold on, they all doing it?
Yeah.
And the thing is, they snuck it up on us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They like turned up the volume little by little, and then I didn't get it until they said, "What's that noise?" And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh shit, they hear it too?
I thought it was just part
I thought
of
it
the
was
movie.
background sound.
Yeah,
Me too.
background music. But then, oh my gosh,
That was
that was hard.
And then when they shot, and then they all just went under the water.
Yeah.
yeah. It was like real fish.
Yeah.
That's great. Great scene that I forgot about.
Yeah. Oh, we can't forget Valentina. Dog, I did not expect Valentina to pull up in this movie. I'm glad she came in this movie.
She's looking kind of good too.
And the fact that she was Ross's ex-wife, it made her storyline like 10 times more interesting.
Yeah.
I loved her being in this movie.
The Thunderbolts are coming, bro. That's what it gets me hyped for Marvel again.
Mhm.
I think that's what this movie did. I think, no disrespect to the previous Marvel movies, Thor: Love and Thunder, and I can't remember which was the one before that.
Ragnarok?
But a movie that came
Oh,
out.
the movie.
It's been very it's a lot of jokes.
Mm-hmm.
It's very silly.
Yeah. Less serious.
And less serious. That's what I'm looking for. Which is no problem. You always need those kinds of movies. But I think that Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, took that it just switched.
Yeah.
It was more serious, and it had comedy in there when it needed to be, and I think it nailed on that.
Yeah.
I like those kinds of movies. Like I said, no disrespect to the comedy movies or more funny movies, but that's what I love that they did. The Thunderbolts are coming. I want it to be more serious. I like the vibe that we had for Captain America: Winter Soldier. That movie was one of the best movies.
Yeah.
Marvel movies.
That's one of my top 3 movies.
Like,
Marvel movies.
I love the vibe of that movie. And I think we kind of got that here, and I can kind of see that being the Thunderbolts movie as well.
Yeah.
So.
And going back to Namor, he also mentioned that he was a mutant.
Oh yeah, he did.
I think we looked at each other when they said that.
But it's also, I'm just like, how is this gonna play out? I just feel like there's so many doors being opened with Kang, the X-Men.
Miss Marvel being a mutant as well.
Like, how are the X-Men gonna tie into everything?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they might. I don't know.
That's my only issue with the universe right now is
It's a little bit too big.
It's way too big. When we first got the introduction to these characters, Thor, Hulk, Cap, Iron Man, we could kind of see the build up for Thanos. You got like little sneak peeks at every movie, and then you finally got to see him, and then you knew what you were preparing for.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like you said, you got X-Men, you got Kang, you got all these other things that are happening. You're like, how are we like? Where are we supposed to focus on?
Right.
I wanna be like focused on one thing and not.
I like solo movies more than team ups.
Me
personally.
too. I agree. I like solo movies and them inserting a few characters in there.
Yeah. So you gave it 8.4.
8.5, before, yeah.
Would you like to further explain your
Yeah. Okay, so like
you having the lowest score?
you guys can chime in. I'm pretty sure RJ will chime in. At one point in the movie, okay, so Angela Bassett, she's the queen. Remember when she was talking to Namor on the beach?
Right.
And Namor was telling her, if you do anything,
I'm gonna fuck you up.
you know, it's not going to end well.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So Angela Bassett knew that. And she knew Nakia was going in at the time to save Shuri. Shuri was saved. Nakia killed one of Namor's people.
Mm-hmm.
And then they went back to Wakanda.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're right.
What?
That sounds very dumb.
Exactly.
How?
He warned her,
He warned her. But the thing is, she
and
didn't
they
take...
just came. They just got back home, and they was chilling.
And there was... Thank you! They were just chilling. You got to take action.
I
This
get that
man
part.
came into Wakanda and stole your child. You should have taken precautions. You should have... And then Namor came in, did exactly what he said he was going to do, attacked Wakanda. You should have been more prepared. Even you said it in the movie, RJ! You said it in the movie! This is Wakanda. You should have been prepared.
I didn't think about that.
Again, I don't know if Ryan Coogler was trying to portray that since there's no king, Wakanda's in shambles, Wakanda is vulnerable.
Very
I don't
true.
know if he was trying to portray that.
That's very true.
But like at the same time, this is Wakanda. They nerfed. I don't want to like attack Wakanda like that so harshly. But
No, I agree with you.
this is
The only part I said that I disagree is because when they were having the council meeting, she gave that speech like, bro, I've lost everything. My son, my husband. They got my daughter. I'm going to get my daughter by any means. Like, you can't be mad at her for going to go get...
Oh no, not at all. I'm not mad.
Okay.
Not at all. I'm not mad at all.
I only agree with
no.
you with them being underprepared.
Yes, Angela Bassett, of course. If that was me,
No,
I don't give a shit. I'm going after you and
said
getting my
that
kid.
You said like he gonna fuck you up. Okay, I get that part.
Yeah, but it's just so how unprepared Wakanda was. Like Namor's people made Wakanda look like child's play.
Yeah.
The way that they were attacking Wakanda.
Yeah.
And to further your point, I'm sure there might be a obviously there's an explanation for everything, but T'Challa was gone during the snap, so he was gone for those many years.
Uh-huh.
And it's kind of like, okay, maybe he was gone, people were grieving, but like you said, like y'all weren't making any advancements.
That's even more of a reason why they should be advancing.
Like, there wasn't much growth to their defense system.
Thank you. I'm glad you agree with me.
No, I agree. Like they were relying too much on the warriors.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm like, humans or all these countries are trying to steal vibranium. Y'all are stopping them, but I feel like they were too complacent. But like you said, maybe because there was no Black Panther, like they relied too much on the Black Panther, and I think that's the ideology of that's the purpose of Wakanda. Is Black Panther is who they worship. And so Shuri, she was the one who didn't believe in traditions. So she was the only one who was thinking about technology.
That's true too.
She was the only one who was preparing.
Yeah.
That's why that's my kind of argument for you.
Okay.
They're based on tradition. You know what I mean?
And
You
like
got the Black Panther or nothing.
And like I was saying, maybe Ryan Coogler was trying to portray that more, that, there's no king, Wakanda's in shambles, and so this is like a good chance to show how powerful Namor and his armies are.
Yeah. Like you said, I just wanted to go back on the topic that, like, you would think that Wakanda had, other than fucking some 5 fucking planes, they have some other resources.
That fight
to
scene
defend.
blew me.
I was like, yo, y'all only got 5 planes and that's it?
And the planes weren't even doing anything.
Yeah.
They were just shooting blasters.
They were missing. Namor was just chilling up there. He was like, all right, I'm gonna wait. And then he just jumped out.
Right.
You would have some heat-seeking something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like you said, I agree with all your points. I can see why maybe they were underprepared. So I'll give them a little pass. Little pass.
That's kind of reason why I gave it a little bit lower score. I mean, there are other reasons as well. Maybe if I remember it later.
I know another reason. I fucking hated that suit that
Shirts?
Okoye had to wear.
Oh,
The
with
blue
the little
jump?
dreads.
I hated that shit so
yeah.
bad. It looked like Blue Beetle. I was like, yo, I want to see Okoye's face. I don't want to see that suit on her face. Like,
Yeah.
I want to see her face. I don't want no Iron Man looking thing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I'm tired of them doing. Everybody has an Iron Man visual. Like
a mask.
his girl was in it. Iron Man's wife had the suit, and now Riri has it. Okoye was in it. The Hulk was in it. Like everybody's in this Iron Man suit
I see what you're saying.
type suit, and it made me feel like I kind of feel like Riri should have been the only one who had that type of like technology. It's too close to Riri's thing.
That's fair to say.
I didn't like that.
Okay.
I thought Riri would do a little bit more damage. I thought her suit would be a little bit more.
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
especially
Have a
the,
little bit more gadgets.
the
too.
ending scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
When she was fighting.
But like I said, maybe it was her first time using it.
That's true too.
We'll get more out of it.
It's the what is it?
That's
What did
kinda
Iron,
like-
what did Iron Man call it? The Arc One.
Mako.
Like a prototype kind of thing.
It's her first suit.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't think of that name.
It's her first suit.
But that joint was looking clean. It
It
kind of
was.
looked like some Mega Man type stuff.
It did.
Yo, what a throwback!
It looked
It did.
super like cartoonish.
It did.
I liked it though.
Yeah.
Since we're on that, I'm just throwing a little thing. I like how they did a little reference to Iron Man. I said it to you in the beginning. Remember, she was going up. She was going up. Who was she? Who was she? It was towards kind of like the beginning. She was going. Oh, when they escaped the warehouse, she was going up to the sky and like she was losing oxygen or whatever. That's kind of the throwback to
I
Iron
forgot about
Man 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like how they threw that little scene in
And
there.
then she fell back down.
Yeah, she fell back down. Exactly.
And somebody said, "What the fuck is that, Iron Man?" in the garage or whatever.
Somebody said that?
Yeah, right before they died. Right before she.
Oh yeah. You're right. You're right.
Oh, it's a damn Iron Man suit or something
Yeah.
like that.
Okay, is there a reason why you guys give it? Is there any because you guys gave it relatively high.
So I gave it a 10.10 because I do agree with your nitpicks.
10 out of 10.
But they're not
No,
enough to.
I gave it a 10 out of 10 because although I do agree with your nitpicks, the parts that I did like were so beyond amazing. I don't give a fuck about none of the nitpicks. You know what I mean? Like, the action was amazing still.
Yeah.
The storyline, the characters, the development, everything about it was just so fucking good. Was like everything else was beyond 10 out of 10. So there was something to bring that score down. It's still at a 20.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it kind of balances out to where it was still a perfect movie to me. Like I can't remember, bro. I almost cried 3 times. I don't remember the last time I cried in the movie.
Yeah.
Like for it to pull on your emotions, your excitement. I don't know. Like I could watch it over and over again.
What did you think of? Because I want to go back to what RJ was saying. But what did you think of before we forget? Killmonger.
Oof, I forgot about that.
Cameos. We forgot cameos.
I was not expecting him to sit on that throne.
Killmonger and Usman.
When they
That man was just standing around dancing the whole time.
when they showed the throne when Shuri took the drink.
I think it was somebody was like, "Who is that?"
The thing is, I knew we were getting somebody.
But it was so quick. For you to
yeah,
process.
exactly. I didn't know who we were gonna get.
Me too.
I thought it was gonna maybe be like, I don't know why I thought this. I thought it was gonna be a little scene, maybe Chadwick shot before he passed. So maybe they were gonna show Chadwick, but I was like, nah. But then when they showed Killmonger, I literally was just like,
I saw Tobi. I saw he was like,
why? Oh my
That was
god.
probably the biggest surprise of the movie.
It was.
Because
for
you
those-
could see someone white in the chair. I
Yeah.
thought it was the mom. I thought she was slumped over.
That's so. I was getting ready to say the same thing.
'Cause you can
I was
see her
like, I
leaning
didn't know
off.
who it was, but then I saw this. I saw the knee
No,
and the
and he
hand,
was just sitting
and I was
like-
like, wait a second, that's. I jumped up like Leonardo DiCaprio. And I couldn't. It didn't come out, but I was like, fuck, it's Killmonger.
Yeah.
And for those people who don't know, Tobi doesn't dislike Killmonger. He just dislikes
Michael
Michael
B.
B. Jordan.
I'm not really a fan of Michael B.
So I'm sure that you like the character.
Oh yeah.
But I loved what he said.
Oh, ooh. It was kind of like, what are you gonna do?
Like,
You got this, you got that. What you gonna do?
Everybody's babying you.
Mhm.
I'm gonna be real to you. And
You need that.
Yeah, you do. You really do.
He had the same mindset as Namor, to be honest. They have the same mindset.
Shit, they would have worked together perfectly. It would have been like,
Yeah.
let's
They
kill.
would- They would have definitely took over.
Oh, you want to kill this?
That would have been a movie we got to see.
Yeah.
Killmonger and Namor?
What if? We should see a what if version
Yeah.
of that.
They would fuck shit up.
And it
And
kind
then they
of,
would turn on each other.
Yeah, they would. Killmonger too evil.
Yeah.
and I like how that Killmonger conversation led up to the ending with Shuri and Namor. It was kind of like the moment of truth. What are you gonna do?
And Mom had to butt in and say, "Hold on. Show him who you are. You're not this person."
It was out of anger, sorrow because of her brother passing.
And she needed that.
Right. And I was telling Arjun in theater, I was like, yo, like this reminds me of Spider-Man. Spider-Man at the end where he had the glider and he was gonna kill the Green Goblin. It was kind of like all that frustration, that anger built up inside.
Yeah.
But Tobey Maguire, he was kind of like that step in, like, hey, this is not you. You can't do this. It reminded me of it.
And another little
He should have killed Green Goblin though.
another Easter egg I didn't think about afterwards is like her suit was gold and like basically saying she took his advice, like Killmonger.
Right, because his suit was gold.
His suit was gold.
Okay.
So it was like,
yeah, I can see that being an Easter egg.
right, she had a little influence from him
Yeah.
in her suit and her what she wanted to do, accomplish.
Like where her mindset was. That last fight though. What y'all think? Namor versus...
Oh, I liked it. Surprisingly, I was like,
I liked it too.
they're about to fight on this fucking desert, and I was like,
Beach.
oh shit, they was fucking each other up. I liked it. I liked.
I
it a
was
lot.
honestly surprised that he was that strong. Because she was already evaporating him on the ship.
Yeah.
Then when they got to the desert, I'm like, oh, he's super weak. So like, if he was near some water, he would have fucked her up.
Right.
Oh yeah.
He was right there until he was almost.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of surprised that it was that close. Especially for him to concede, because like, all right, they fought in his territory the whole movie. But
And then she ripped his chicken wings out.
Oh yeah.
ooh, that looked
She
painful.
clipped them off.
Yeah,
I wonder if he can still fly. How them shit grow? Does it grow back?
yeah, I don't know.
That spear through her
It better grow
stomach.
back. I want to see him fly. Continue to see him
Yeah,
fly.
I like that. And that spear through her stomach, I wasn't expecting that either.
I thought she was
Yeah, me
dead.
neither.
Yeah, that
I thought she was dead because I heard a
cut
lot
that
of
shit off and like just pull that shit out.
I heard a lot of rumors that she could die, and I was like, is she about to die?
Since we're talking about deaths, I didn't expect Angela Bassett to die. Rest in peace. That was one death I didn't expect.
So when I saw that the water they were choking, I was like,
Somebody's not making it out alive.
I was gonna say that. I was like, someone's gonna die and it's not gonna be Riri.
Yeah.
She was just introduced.
Exactly.
And I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Yep, she did.
Yep, she did.
I wasn't expecting it either, but when it happened, I was like, damn. Yeah, she ain't coming back.
I don't know. I think Nakia stole the show too.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, and that's why she was gone for so long, because she was pregnant and her fucking kid. and his name, King T'Challa. I like how they did that. I loved it.
Oh, you brought up my point.
Yeah.
So for the people who were mad that he wasn't recasted, we're still getting another fucking T'Challa.
Yeah.
Like, it's a win-win.
Hell yeah.
He wasn't
Recasted.
yet we're still getting another. Like,
That was the perfect.
the argument has to be over. Like, if you still mad about him not being recasted,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, that
was perfect.
we're getting
It was.
another T'Challa. So like,
It really was.
that shit threw me off. I didn't expect it either. Even when he came out,
That's why I was like, oh.
Toby looked at me. He was like, "Oh," and I'm like, "What?"
Me too. I was like, I saw her walking with a kid in her hand.
Who this badass kid?
Right.
As soon as I saw that, I knew. I knew.
I thought it was one of like her students.
Yeah, me too. That's what I thought. I was like, okay, she walking with a kid while y'all going.
Yeah, Toby was freaking. I'm like, it still didn't click.
And then when he sat down, he looked just like Chadwick. I was like, oh Shit, she been fucking.
I was like, damn, is that his son in real life?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But I mean, let's just throw this in there. Not really to say it, like, mean it in this time, because we're still, like, talking about this. But she was looking good.
Who?
Lupita.
Lupita?
Oh, yeah, we talked about that.
Man, Lupita was looking...
She was.
Looking kind of good. I don't blame the black girl. Doing some shit in the background. Shit. Okay, I see you.
In that moment at the end where they introduced the child, as soon as I saw the child, I cried. So I cried in the beginning and I cried at the end. Tears were rolling down my face.
Yeah.
Those two moments, the beginning and the end.
Damn. It never hit me.
The only other
I was tearing up, but I didn't actually cry.
The only thing about him not being his son, I mean, it being his son, is I had more questions. Like, did they have a wedding? Because I would have wanted to see that wedding. And
some I see what you're saying.
Like, they never really said if they were married, because I feel like they're so traditional. He wouldn't have had a son out of wedlock anyways.
Wait,
like,
I think they might have mentioned something about that in the movie. Why they didn't say anything.
Yeah, I have to watch it again.
Yeah. There was a reason why they didn't say something.
Why they didn't announce that the kid was born?
Why the kid was... Yeah. Why they had
She
it...
said that he didn't want their child to grow up in...
Oh, yeah.
You know, going through all that crazy...
Actually, yeah, the traditions. They didn't want that child to go through the traditions. I'm thinking that's...
He wanted just to grow up like a normal kid.
Yeah.
So they weren't married is my question.
Guess not.
Because I feel like he would have had to have been married.
Especially him being the king, too.
Because she would have been the queen.
Yeah.
But I do like that she did say your mom met her before she passed.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I did like that, too.
It came full circle.
So I know we're a little crunch on time. Fight scene. Favorite fight scene? My favorite fight scene was Okoye on the bridge. Bro, when the dude put her staff in the ground and he grabbed her and like slammed her into her own staff.
Shit.
Bro, that move at the whole theater was like, damn.
Yeah.
That move was hard.
And she's just a phenomenal actress because when they stripped her of her job, you was
her
like,
pain,
damn,
too.
she's
The
dying
queen told
for
her,
not having this.
You lose my child. I mean, I don't blame the queen why she did that.
Dang, favorite fight scene.
I mean, that's the one that sticks out to me a lot.
Another disappointing moment, talking about fights, was the way M'Baku got his ass handed to him. I was like, oh, they about to scrap for at least a couple seconds.
Yeah.
Boom! It was one punch.
I thought that kind of like might have killed him.
I thought so too. The way
It broke
slow-mo'd it.
his armor and like it hit his actual body. I thought it might have killed him, but
I want to see. I wish we would have got some more M'Baku.
Yeah.
I think I love his character. He has that like
Comic
relief.
It was a little bit too much for me.
And I sometimes feel like he's not even trying. Sometimes he's just chewing a fucking carrot.
Yeah.
You like why he chewing it like that? He's like,
He was too submissive in his role, I felt like. Because he fought to be the Black Panther at one point. And so I felt like with the Black Panther gone, he could have at least tried to take that, not tried to be the king, but he still could have taken that role as a man to lead all the other men in Wakanda.
kind of like a lieutenant or a general.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He could have at least took like a lieutenant role, but he was way too chill about everything.
Yeah, he was. I agree with you on that point.
everything except for when Angela Bassett died, and he had to have that real talk with Shuri.
Yeah.
I felt like that was when he was his most like. That's the M'Baku that, he's not joking around at that point.
Yeah.
He was real serious.
So
he's like her
Big brother.
her
big
hand.
cousin.
That's the hand.
Oh.
Her version of the hand.
Yeah. Okay. I can see that.
So I like that.
Yeah. So another reason why, because I know people in the comments may kill me for giving it 8.4, 8.5, but I remember my other reason why I kind of ranked it a little lower. So chime in if you guys want. So I know this is probably not the movie's fault, and it's not the movie's fault. It just felt like something was missing. because we were seeing everybody's screen time, everybody's like role in the movie. It was going to all these different characters. It just felt like something was missing. And like I said, it's not the movie's fault. Obviously we had the death of Chadwick Boseman. It just felt like that.
Something like what?
That leading role was just not. It didn't feel there. It was like I said, something was missing.
It's
that might be because Namor had a lot of screen time too.
Yeah. Well, I think what you're trying to say is you're not realizing you're saying it is. I mean, like we said earlier, there's
Black
no
Panther's
gap.
not.
You can't fill in that gap.
Exactly.
You were missing Chadwick Boseman.
Exactly.
And I think that was going to be a lot of people's issue with the movie. But I think that they were able to.
They did it the best way they could.
They did it the best way you could. You got to deal with the cards you got.
Yeah. And they did it that way.
And I think they did. I
Yeah.
think Ryan Coogler, supposedly from what I heard, is that he already had the movie script written and it was done and they were ready to film when Chadwick died. So when he died, he had to just rewrite everything. And as a writer, director, all
That's
that
a lot.
stuff, I have no idea how that is or how it works, but it sounds insane.
Yeah.
In
And-
such a short time frame too.
And replacing him and acting like nothing ever happened. I don't understand the whole recasting thing. Like, that would have been even more weirder to me.
It really would have. It would have been like, we're just going to act like this shit didn't happen and then just give Chadwick Boseman his
to Will Smith.
30 seconds of fame at the end of the movie.
What if Will Smith replaced him? Like,
Dog.
Like, we're just going to act like Chadwick didn't die and that he didn't have any impact on that character, on these people. That's not. People don't realize how disrespectful that is.
especially in a major role like that. Like, I thought it was weird when
It's our first
His
black
brother.
hero.
Oh no.
well, no.
Sorry.
When Iron Man's boy got recasted.
Oh,
Don Cheadle.
yeah. Well, yeah.
That wasn't the
Terrence
smoothest
Howard.
transition. I'm like, hold on. This nigga just talking about shit that was in the old movie. Like, we need some explanation.
You were light skin to dark skin?
Yeah, like, Aunt Viv Darcy. Like,
I think at that point that was like 2008, so like it was kind of more acceptable, I guess.
I'm not, yeah. And like, I'm
But
saying.
I know what you're saying.
That even that was a little cringy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Imagine something way bigger scale as
Yeah.
taking the role.
Exactly.
Of Black Panther.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
I think these people who were saying they wish it was recasted, y'all must not have watched all these Marvel movies. Because if you did, you would never disrespect that person, that character like that. You want to get recasted? It's just dumb. Like you
Yeah, I
said.
don't think recasting is honoring him.
No.
It's not.
It's kind of erasing
Right.
or
trying to.
tracing over what he did.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
Exactly.
like I said, and then you can't just do the whole movie and then say, in honor of Chadwick Boseman, show a couple little scenes that he did. That's not.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have gave it justice.
And like you said, he now has a son, so it's a win-win.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think
So y'all
overall, I think I'm stay with my score.
I was about to say, y'all still sticking with y'all scores?
I'm still sticking with my score.
I think I like a
Shame.
9 out of 10.
Shane.
But like I said, everything that we stated
Shane.
in the beginning of this like review, like I still stand by. It was good. Like this movie was perfect. It was just a couple things
What
that
do you think about the timing?
Those things are so little, Toby. That's not an 8.4.
no, but I'm talking about my two major points that I had. I had two nitpicks and I had two major points.
And you liked the first one.
Even your
better.
major points were nitpicks.
No, they weren't.
I know, I'm talking shit.
I was about to say.
And you said you gave the first one a higher score.
High score, yeah.
Which is blasphemy.
This guy, RJ, that's what I say. RJ hates on my stuff.
Yeah, if anything, I would go up. Right now, I would stick to 9, but I kind of want to watch it again. I don't know.
You said you would?
I'm gonna definitely watch it again.
I think it was a great movie. I think that's it.
I'm sticking with mine. 10 out of 10.
Okay.
So where would you rank this, real quick, off the top of your head? Is it top 10 Marvel movie?
I would say so.
It's hard for me to answer that question. Not that I don't want to give it to you, but it's just because there's so many Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Like I gotta literally sit down, look at every single Marvel movie, and try to place it where it should be. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I would say definitely top 10 for sure, easily. Even if it's not in there, I will fit it in there as like a 10, 11. It's definitely in there for sure for me.
Okay.
Just the global impact that it had too, and then how much it is impacted is going to impact the MCU. I think those are the things that you need in these Marvel movies. How much does it impact this universe? How much has it impacted you as a person?
Mm-hmm.
And those are the main things for me.
Yeah.
Give me a good Marvel movie. That's all you need.
How it impacted me as a person definitely resonates with me a lot more than how I.
Did you cry in Black Panther 1?
No.
Oh, all right then.
Oh, RJ, that's different. Chadwick died in this movie. That is so different. Anyway, that's all the time.
Killmonger died.
Nobody cares about that dude. That's all the time that we have for today. Thank you guys for watching our Black Panther Wakanda Forever, the review. We'll see you guys for the next one.
I'm a match in the dark. 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 I'm a